Hello there, welcome back to another edition of Greg's Mowers and More. My name is Greg. If you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel. We hope you like what you see today. I am not a professional small engine mechanic. I'm not. I have been a mechanic for over 20 years in the heavy equipment, forklift, and wheel loader, trucks, cars, that sort of stuff. So when it comes to these small engines, I am not a professional mechanic. You can do what I do if you want to. If you're desperate, maybe, it's your call. Anyway, today we got this thing here, which is a very special mower to me anyway. This is a 1978 Lawn Boy, and this is a 6279. It is a commercial Lawn Boy. This one's kind of rough. Actually, it's very rough, but these things, I've been wanting one of these for a while. They are extremely pricey if you find one in good condition. This one is not in good condition. As you can tell, the deck is different. It is an aluminum deck. It's got a piece of tube around here to help protect the engine from debris. It's got a plastic gas tank back up here, a red gas tank back up here on a stand that runs down to the engine. These were a commercial lawn mowing machine back in the day. I mean, the landscaper guys and all them people, they had them. Let me get you guys off the tripod. We'll give you a quick flyover. Try to show you guys what's right and what's wrong with it. So, right off the bat here, the air filter housing is gone, and somebody just has the air filter wired in, and the air filter is old and falling apart. That's a problem. I am not sure, sorry guys, I am not sure on this if this is the original. I think somebody just bent some copper tubing up to put on there to make it look nice. That's what it looks like to me. It's probably not the original. The wheels I don't believe are correct. At least 3 out of the 4 are not correct. This one here may be correct, I'm not sure. The handle is not original. I just put this handle on here 5 minutes ago because when I got this, it did not have a handle on it. The fuel tank looks like it's been leaned up against something hot. I'm kind of hoping it don't leak. So, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to show you the real reason why this mower is very, very rough. She is cracked in a big way. She's literally missing a chunk of the deck. Somebody put a piece of steel under it and bolted her on through, and it's cracked all the way around, down underneath here. So anyway, that's a pretty major crack. Yes, somebody could probably weld another piece on there, or you can find another deck. My plan with it is I'm going to mow with it as is. I just think it's a super cool looking old mower. And I kind of want it, if it runs, to just mow with, trim with, because I have heard they are an absolute beast of a mower, in the commercial form anyway. So let me set you guys back up and we'll start digging into this. All right, so a Lawn Boy engine is a 2-cycle engine, at least on the older ones. The newer ones, they got some 4-strokes on there that are Hondas and Tecumsehs and everything else. But these are a 2-cycle. And if you get into some of the really old ones, you know, the 60s and the 50s, they take a 16-to-1 fuel mixture. The newer ones are 32-to-1. I got that mixed up already. First thing we're going to do is get this nastiness out of the way here, because we don't want to get any of this air filter in that carburetor, which probably already has happened. But a little backstory on this mower. I got this one in a whole bunch of Lawn Boys. The people had them, and it was just a whole mess of parts. I picked the whole thing up. What's that in there? That old fuel and oil? Yeah, we got old fuel and oil in there. Actually, that might be fog and oil. Somebody might have put this thing up the right way, minus the air filter housing. So that's cool. We're just going to throw all this crap out. But, anyway, that's where this thing come from. It was just a bunch of decks. I got this one. I got another brick top. I got totes and totes and totes of parts and pieces for these things, for these older Lawn Boys, which I need because I go through a lot of them. And I got a whole bunch of Lawn Boys getting ready to be coming up here on the channel pretty soon, probably starting with this one. it's going to be Lawn Boys for a while, but we'll see. Maybe if I get some other special stuff in, we'll change that. So anyway, we got that air filter out. The next thing we're going to do is turn this thing around so you guys can see what we're doing here. We're going to pull the plug out because Lord only knows how long this thing sat in storage for. So we're going to yank the plug wire off and get in here and pull the plug out. Take a look at that plug and see what it tells us about the last time this thing ran or didn't run, or any of the above. At least with all this crackage on the deck, we don't got to treat this thing with kid gloves because it's not particularly nice. Smells good. Got a nice burn pattern on there for a 2-stroke. I can't complain about that. Looks like somebody did oil her up before she was put up. But we're going to go ahead and give her a little bit anyway, just to be on the safe side. We'll give her a little PB. And I'm going to pick this deck up a little bit so it all runs down in the cylinder. There we go. Just pull her over a little bit. The recoil sounds real great on it. Might want to shoot that recoil with some of this too while I'm under here. So that should lube things up pretty decent in there. Just going to wheel her over a few times and try and clear that shoulder out. Alright, and that should have done that. Let's go ahead and see if we got any spark. Put the plug back up. Ignition is turned on the switch. Hold her up against the head and give her some cranking. We got fire. Huh, I didn't know if 78 was going to be a points engine or not, but apparently it's a solid state. Somebody could convert it over, who knows. That's pretty cool that we have spark. That's saving us quite a bit of time here. So that's good. You know what, I didn't even check to see if it had compression. And after getting bit on that Jacobson video, I don't want to get bit again. So let's see what we got here. Set that ignition off so I don't get zapped and see if it makes any wind. Oh yeah. She's got compression. Hopefully it's enough to run. I know a lot of times people don't know what they're doing with these old 2-cycles and they run them off straight gas and that just kills them right away. They're just done. They'll run off it for a little bit until they seize up. Okay, cool. Well now that we know we got plenty of lubricant down in the cylinder, we're going to shoot just a tickle of carb cleaner in it, just to see if she's going to bark off. Just give her a tickle. Alright, here goes nothing. She's gonna run. She just did. She's gonna run. Alright. Well, that answered that question real quick. Well, the next one's gonna be, what's this fuel tank looking like in here? Oof. Okay, and it stinks. Stinks real bad. I'm going to pull this fuel line off. Try to flush this tank out with a little bit of gasoline. I left all my screwdrivers out in the car. Let me flip this around so you guys can see what's happening here. Wedge up here so she don't go anywhere. Okay. How you guys doing out there? You guys doing all right? Family all good and everything? My wife's recovering pretty nicely from her surgery. She's doing all right. Just wishes she could be up around. I don't blame her. Don't do good with sitting either. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something to get that off of there. This petcock's off. Nope, it's not. So they let the fuel get into the carb. So my guess is we're going to be tearing the carby apart. That's my guess. Oh yeah, look at that. Oof. Yeah, I'd say the carb's going to have to come apart on this. Wow. Okay. All right, I got us set up here. I'm going to get my gas can and start flushing. I wonder if I shouldn't use a little carb cleaner first in there to try and break some of that gunk up. Well, is it starting to clear out yet? Yeah, it's starting to, ain't it? Starting to clear out. I bet that carburetor's nasty inside. It's got to be plugged full of all that nasty crap. All that varnished up fuel and oil. Stuff's going to be fun to get out of there. Probably be a good idea to run a filter on this thing still. Get a few tankfuls through it. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. I guess while this is doing its thing here, I wonder if I can, hold on a second. I'm going to take that up and around there. Do that number there. We should sit in there a little better than that. There we go. All right. You guys probably don't, well, you guys can still kind of see what's going on there. Oh, if you watched that other lawn boy video I had, supposed to have these two caps in here. These ones are gone, like most of them are. So we need to get our Phillips head out. Pop off this carburetor here. I don't know if that'll pull that or not. We'll see. I don't tell. Oh, come on now. Tell you what, it is hot and humid out in Illinois today. Summer has finally arrived. However, the drought has eased up a little bit. We got a bunch of rain and some real wicked storms. We were out of power for over a day here the other day. Oh yeah. He's gonna come right out. Good deal. just come out underneath there. Kind of like so. The primer tube there was kind of hanging on. All right, there she is. There she is in all her glory. And then we got 4 Phillips head screws on the bottom of it. So, yeah, you can see where them caps go in here. And that's supposed to keep dirt from coming in the backside right here by the air element. They're long gone like most of them are. But that's okay. Because we'll, by the time we're done, I think I got some new foam in the basement. We're going to make a new air filter, and I think I got covers. So we'll figure it out. We'll give her a new lease on life yet, even if it's just to serve as our brush knockdown mower here, trimming mower. That's better than living in a storage unit. That's no life at all for one of these things. They need to be out here burbling and smoking and cutting down small trees and frightening small children. I'm kidding about the last one, of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's lovely. Just like I figured, she never would have ran. She never would have ran like that. All right, nice old cork float. It's hard to beat cork, buddy. That stuff lasts a long time. And it always floats. That's why it makes such a good float, because it always floats. Yeah, we have one of them derecho, or I don't know, taco? Derecho, taco, burrito, who knows? One of them weather things come through here, boy, and it was crazy. There's a big oak tree up the road a little bit, and it just uprooted it. Literally just uprooted the whole tree. There's a needle valve. Throw all that in there. Get them soaking right now. They're gonna need the help. This card cleaner will break down most of that stuff. When it don't break down, we'll take a wire brush too, and that'll help. Our float still floats. Look at that. Yay. All right. I need to go find my bigger screwdriver and pop these jets out. I don't know where it disappeared to. All right, found my screwdrivers and my underwear rag. Get tired of wearing your old underwear and they're wore out. They still make good shop rags. Waste not, want not, fellas. Waste not, want not. Oh, this thing is filthy. All right, pop these out. Get a look at this orifice tube here, see what it looks like. Yeah, she's plugged. She's gross. Needle in there still looks good though. I'm getting excited though, boy. She sounded pretty good. Sounded like a pretty beastly old mower. Oh, boy, is it gonna come or what? There it goes. Sometimes these old jets, they get stuck in these plastic carburetors pretty darn good. There we go. Yeah, this thing's full of old oil, gasoline, and everything else. Dunk you in there. All right. Clean these out. Get all that mess of stuff out of there. Yeah, she's cleaning up pretty good actually. I thought it'd be a lot worse. Not doing too bad. Get my torch tip cleaner tubes out here, and we'll start going through the orifice tube here. See, there's little bitty holes in here. Big hole on that end, that's where it comes up into the carburetor. You got another hole down in here, and this hole's plugged totally solid full of crap. Yep, there we go. There it went through. Then what I like to do is I like to plug the end of it, put the carb cleaner in this end, make sure it's going through them little holes, and it is. See that? Yeah, spray the outside of it. That's ready to go back in the carburetor. Spray that float off a bit more. Spray this guy out. Crap off of that screen, because that'll plug it faster than anything. Alright, let's dump this crap out of the float here. Dump all the little pieces out and see if it cleaned up for us. I'm hoping it did. It sure did clean up. I'm gonna have to wipe it out a little bit. Yeah, it's cleaned up. That's another thing that makes a good rag is an old sock. A lot better than when we started. Might want to spray off the outside of that bowl too, though. And another thing about these plastic carbs is they warp and they start leaking, and then eventually they start sucking air. On a 2-cycle, sucking air is a bad thing. Anytime a 2-cycle sucks air, it runs rough or doesn't run at all. Hoping we don't have that issue here, but we might. We really won't know until we get her back together, though. Alright, let's clean this guy out. Okay. Nice and open, clean. Good deal. Throw that back in. For our fuel inlet, now let's take a look at our needle valve here. Blow it off. And it should have a little rubber piece on the end there. And it does. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera there. This little red needle piece here. And it is actually still soft and pliable, which is very surprising. I did not believe it would be, but it is. So that's good. Still a little dirty though. Need to clean it up a little more. The wool on the sock, or it's not wool, but whatever the sock is, should be just abrasive enough to wipe that off with. I don't want to use a wire brush or anything because it'll leave imprints in that rubber to leak around. There we go. Alrighty. Put our screen back over our main jet port there. Yeah, this float's still dirty. This float is still dirty. It's still sticky. I can feel it. That ought to be some better. Okay, that should be pretty darn swell. All right, now sometimes it's easy to put these floats, try to put them in backwards. If you look at it, you can clearly tell right here is a witness mark from the top of this hitting right here. So you know this side goes down and the needle valve goes like that. So that's how we're going to put her back together. All right, there's that. Wipe this thing off. There we go, we got that back in there. Now we want to make sure that our needle and seat are going to seat, not leak. So we're going to blow some air in right through here, see if we hear any noises. Nope, she's working. It's a good sign. All right, I'm going to throw the bowl back on there, put the carburetor back on the machine, and then once I get to that point, bring you guys back. All right. Well, we got a nice snazzy new vintage air cleaner cover on it. And I actually found a brand new air cleaner still in the plastic wrap and with all my lawn boy parts, so that's in there. It's time to throw some fuel in here and see if it's going to run or flop or what. It should run. I'm out of fuel filters, which kind of bummed me out because I really thought I had a little stash of them somewhere. But at any rate, let's give her some nice fuel. And I'm pouring it everywhere. I should have grabbed the funnel. Anyway, this is mixed with Lucas 2-stroke oil. And I got, I throw a little bit of Marvel Mystery in there just for good measure. Because it's good for lubing up stuff. What have you. Alright, that's on. Let's open the little petcock guy up here. So shut him off. And that's open. Alright, now I wonder if the little primer's going to work and everything else. Let's see what she's going to do. Ignition's on. I can hear it priming. Here we go. There's nothing. Boy, if that don't sound beastly. Sounds pretty good for sitting in a storage locker for probably, I don't know, forever. For that fuel to gel up like that and everything else, boy, it had to take quite a bit of time. Quite a bit of time. But I think we're going to take her outside and see if we can't find some brush to knock down. And then that'll probably be about it for this video. Well, we got some pretty nice tall weeds all over here by all these projects that we got to get to. So let's see if this thing's up for the task. Have it, guys. We got this 1978 21-inch commercial lawn boy, and we got her fired up, running good, and knocking down some pretty tall brush here. I mean, weeds, brush, whatever you want to call it. She's running good, running real good. I'm real proud of this thing. You know, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's all banged up, cracked up. A lot of people probably would have just thrown it in the scrap pile, but not me. A lot of times these old machines, they look beat up. They look like they're junk, but they still got a lot left in them. Kind of like me, you know. I mean, I'm getting there. I've been beat up by life, beat down, tore up. Still standing here saying, let's go. Give me some more. I got more in me. Hopefully you guys are too. Another guy that was beat down by life was Jesus. He was beaten, flogged, mocked, had nails driven through his hands and his feet, hung up on a cross. He did all that for you. He did it for me. He died for the sins of mankind. And he did that so that we might have eternal life through him, so that we could stand before God, and so that we might be with him in heaven at the end of our life, as long as you trust him to be your Lord and Savior. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever trusts in him may have life eternally." So, I think I messed that verse up a little bit, but hopefully you get the point. Jesus saves. He loves you. He loved you enough to take all that punishment. And this old lawn boy here is an example of that, kind of in a roundabout way. But anyway, that's where I'm going to end this video at today, guys. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you subscribing, leaving me comments. I can't thank you guys enough. Hope you have a great day, and God bless you.